This episode of Quit Stalling is brought to you by Jinx.com. To get 10% off of your entire shopping cart, use the promo code QuitStalling_366 at checkout. If you like the Disney-esque Hearthstone cinematic and you want a shirt, if you want to show your best friend that you'll gladly support the supersonic acrobatic rocket power battle car soccer addiction, if you want to show your best friend that you'll gladly support every single gaming addiction that he has, I'm losing all control of my voice. Head on over to Jinx.com and use the promo code QuitStalling_366 at checkout. Get 10% off, and of course your friend will love you for getting them the shirts and all the swag, all that geek swag. Jinx.com. All right, guys, welcome. All right, you see me right now? I see you. I see you looking at me. Welcome, everyone, to the Quit Stalling podcast, the only podcast where you can hear me and Juancho. That's it. It's the only podcast where you can hear me and Juancho.
Yeah, technically they can hear us too when we play Overwatch later. So, but that's not a podcast. So
yeah, exactly.
You're technically right.
Yes. Welcome everyone to the show that sets its internet to stun, and we are the only show in the universe that hunts to celebrate a hunt. With me today, I have my lovely co-host making this is the 11th, right? His 11th consecutive appearance on the Quit Stalling podcast. We got Juancho Saldana. How you doing, Juancho?
Dang, so technically this week would have been my 12. Damn, I missed out.
Yes.
But hey, what's up, guys? It's Juancho here. I've been Goncho for the past week. And then I was Goncho again when we rescheduled for Thursday. But don't worry, I'm back, Joe.
Oh,
I had to say that just for Francis, because
that was for Francis, man.
So, what's up, Francis?
Oh man, how you doing, Francis? Juancho, not Goncho no more. That's right. Shout out to Sandy.
I've been missing twice.
Dude.
I felt so bad about that.
As you should have. I mean, it wasn't under your control. I'm saying it wasn't under your control, but you know. Come on, Angela City, get your converge right. What's that?
I did my best last week. I traveled just for net, and my quest failed because there was no net at all. I should have just stayed at the other house too, where there was net, but it was disconnecting. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, it's fine. You know, you're here now, and I'm sure the fine folks at home are enjoying this. So, Juancho, man, we mentioned just now that you didn't have internet last week. That's why we had to postpone the show twice, actually. And
that was
So what have you been up to in the past week aside from losing your internet? Because I know our
2 weeks, buddy. Because 2 weeks is how long we haven't talked to each other.
Oh, wait, before I forget,
wait, no,
man,
technically we talked to each other last week. It's just
we did.
It's just on and off. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So what have you been up to, man?
I did a lot this past week, actually. Let's see. Well, there was a whole fiasco with the internet. That was funny. So what happened Tuesday? I'm just gonna explain myself for my lack of internet last week.
Just say your fans. For your fans.
My fault. Anyway, so last week, so for our Tuesday show, right? I stayed with at my girlfriend's place, Ira's house, and they have fiber and everything. It's a big house, so the router doesn't reach to the bedroom.
Oh,
where I was recording it. I mean, it reaches, but then it's a really, really weak router or something. It's one of those free routers, and I guess it just can't handle it can't handle the connection.
It can't penetrate the wall.
You know how when a bunch of people are using the internet at the same time, it has to disconnect one for priority or to optimize something. So that's what was happening last week. I was getting net, but then every now and then it would disconnect and then reprioritize how much net it was giving off.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. So we actually went out and brought a new router and all that. So the net should be fine there now.
Okay.
But then on Thursday, I thought, I'm gonna go drive to the Angeles where I live, really, where my mom lives, because they have Converge there, and it's That's where I shot my first show. This is where, right now, is where I first joined Quit Stalling. This is where my first show was shot. Yeah. So, but the thing is, as soon as I got home, there was like this Angeles-wide problem with the internet or something. Like it just went off for like the rest of the night, and it came back in the morning. And I was like calling them too, like like asking when it'll come back, and then they like, oh, you know what, sir, this is like a big problem right now. That don't worry, on Saturday they're gonna come over and give me emergency internet. That's like crazy. Like they installed another
modem. What does emergency internet entail?
It's like if the original internet goes down for whatsoever reason, you still have backup internet. You have like a backup modem, which I just thought that's amazing. If it ever happens, you know,
that is amazing.
Because internet's pretty important.
It's important. It's a what's that called now? It's an essential. It's a life essential nowadays. You can't live without internet anymore because all information is there.
Yeah. So, speaking of my bad luck with just technology or just the modern age nowadays, is my iPhone, my go-to device that I've been using for the past 2 years or something, just decided to die on me.
What?
Yeah, it just decided to freeze. It's like the screen broke, and then so sometimes it would freeze, and then the upper left corner would keep pressing itself.
Oh, that sucks. How did the screen break?
I have no idea. It just broke on me. And you know when it broke on me?
When?
I decided to drive to Manila to last Sunday, actually, for Rico and Nick's birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they were treating New, and I really wanted to eat buffet.
Yeah, dude.
And we played some board games, so I really, really wanted to do that. So I made the trip last Sunday, which was also Mooncake Festival with my girlfriend's place.
Oh.
With my girlfriend's family. So I had like a whole busy day last Sunday. And it's my first time to drive to Manila for a while. And I suck at directions, right? Then my phone just dies during the trip.
Oh my gosh, no!
And I had an adventure.
Oh my gosh!
Driving around Manila.
So how long were you lost for?
I'm 30 minutes, I guess. I was like, I should have arrived like at 7. I got there at like 7:30, 45, something like that.
Okay.
It's just my technology week is not good. I got a new phone,
man.
though. I
not
bought
good.
a new phone.
Oh, so what iPhone model did you have?
Oh no, I had the iPhone 6.
Yeah, the 6. Okay.
Now I switched over the Galaxy to Samsung. Just because I did not like the iPhone, so I did not like the direction Apple was going to. So
I mean, you could have gotten another 6, right? You could have gotten like 6S.
I guess, or I could have gotten a really cool new phone.
Well, okay, fine. Touche.
Anyway, so I've been talking hell of a lot. I just really want to explain myself in my really crappy technology week. How have you been, man?
So here's the thing. I have like we mentioned, I haven't seen you for 2 weeks, and since then, I managed to win these over at our friend Nicholas's comic book shop. So these are copies of. Oh wait, first of all, I got these copies of Over the Garden Wall, signed by the artist, the cover artist, Miguel Mercado. So shout out to Miguel.
No way.
Yeah, I got. They're both signed. And because he had a whole comic book signing there at Comic Odyssey here in BGC. I got to meet him. I got to meet Jin Joseon, cosplayer extraordinaire. Jin, real quick, is if you've seen a girl crossplay as Hero from Big Hero 6, that's her. So I got to meet her.
Oh.
I got to meet Miguel, and they had this little raffle thing at the very end of the signing for 2 things. 4 things. 2 were gift coupons, and then 1 was an inking of Hela from Thor Ragnarok, and then the other one was this watercolor of Lady Loki, and it was signed. It's also signed, and you know, just to make sure that people knew that I won this legitimately, he wrote on the back as well. So I've been having good luck.
A pretty awesome week.
I know, dude.
You just drained all my luck or something? Is that what you did?
I pretty much got like I got your luck and I channeled it positively, and it was it was pretty awesome. I have to say,
that's crazy awesome though.
Yeah,
dude,
and like
over the garden wall, man. And then you got
I
noticed you have 2 copies.
I have 2 copies. So he drew Wirt in one, and he drew Greg in the other. And it was supposed to be like split between like one goes to Tracy, one goes to me. But now we can't split up the set, so I kept this for now until I got to show it off on the show, and now I have to give it back to her. So
okay. You should have it left framed or something. That looks pretty awesome. That's crazy awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. Sorry, real quick, your video and audio quality has gone down considerably since I started talking. Maybe you should. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but like you're still here, but the quality has gone down a little bit. Francis in the chat said I hear Hearthstone in the background. Yeah, that's our bed music right now. It shuffles around, Francis. Like I have it on shuffle and on a playlist. So yeah, don't worry. You don't have it running in the background of your computer or anything. It's us. Don't worry. So yeah, I've had a really good past few weeks. I've been doing a lot for Herald Plays. I've done a couple of new videos that have yet to be shown publicly, or actually some of them have yet to be shown internally for most played games. Did you make a video diary of you winning this stuff?
Jin,
who was there recording everything, has it up, so I might just post that in the show notes in a little bit, actually it's here. I'll post the link to the video. Like somewhere here is me winning. Let me post it right. Oh wow, it showed up wrong. Sorry. So somewhere in this video is me winning. Maybe I could play it actually in a little bit. But yeah, so it was a pretty good week for me. I can't complain. I can't complain at how good it went. So yeah, thanks for the luck, Juancho. Let me try and skip to the part where I won.
Dang, that's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, so thank you. So here's a shot of the Hela and the Lady Loki that they were hung on the wall as they were getting raffled away. So that's Miguel on the left, Nick's dad in the middle. Everyone just like shooting videos while they were like announcing. This guy won the Hela, the guy that's like jumping around. And where am I? Like the crazy thing is like they did this part where like they shake the raffle tickets. And they read out the numbers one by one, and I looked at my raffle ticket, and I was like, oh! Like, I freaked out. I was like, no way! You can see me, like, in the back. Like, yeah, there I am. If you're looking close enough, and I'm here I am just walking around. So it was pretty awesome. It was super cool. Again, shout out to Miguel and Jin. Miguel's done a lot of, like, Power Rangers art, cover art for Boom Studios. So, guy is a talented artist, I swear to God. You can check out his Facebook page. I'll probably link it on the show as well. So yeah, it was awesome. Juancho, man, I am really concerned about your internet right now because you are blurry as heck. Like you are. I know. I noticed.
I am pixelated.
Yeah, why? And you sound like you're talking through right like now. A tin can. What's that?
All right. Go start this real quick. Let me just real quick reset my thing. Just really fast.
Okay.
You can do it. I believe in you.
All right, that's totally fine. So, Juancho, I'll see you in a little bit. I'm just gonna make the focus about me. This is how narcissistic I am, guys. The show's about me. So,
all right, actually, I'm gone. I'm gonna read.
Are you still here? No. All right. So, Juancho's gone now. Let's get to the news, guys. Oh, why is that so soft? Yeah, so my soundboard isn't working right now for some reason. What the Alright, so we're gonna talk about the news! And I don't have... Why is this all messing up right now? I swear to God. Okay, this should work. Okay. Let's try this one more time. There we go.
Yes. I see. Who's everyone?
It's the news. Oh, no, that's not the news. It's the news. So today we got a lot to talk about, guys. Juancho actually wanted to talk about Batman Day, which happened 2 weeks ago. Oh, at this point, oh my gosh, it's been a while. So, oh, why is this Skype still showing? Let me turn that off. There we go. So, Batman Day was actually taken over by Harley Quinn this year to celebrate her 25th anniversary. Her first appearance wasn't actually in any comics. Oh, shout out to Sly over in the Twitch chat. Hey Sly, how you doing? Hope you're enjoying the show. Juancho just ducked out for a little minute because his internet's clonking out. Alright, so like I mentioned, Harley Quinn actually first appeared in the Batman animated series back in the 90s. Her first episode was Joker's Favor. Let me see if I can find a little clip of that. Oh, I hear Juancho.
I'm back.
Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Let me turn your camera back on. There we go. All right, you know what? I'm not gonna share my screen again. Like, let's play it safe. No share screen till we're sure that your internet is fine.
Dude, how do I look and how do I sound? So far?
A lot better. ×2. Like you look and
my brother
sound
was downloading something.
That would have done it.
Man, I asked him to pause it for like while I'm doing the show, so should be fine now. It should be fine now. Fingers crossed.
You asked him, or
so
did you slap him across the face? Were you like, hey, get off the internet? All right, so right now we're talking about Batman and Harley Quinn, man. Batman Day. So I mentioned that her first appearance was in the animated series in that episode Joker's Favor. Sly says that Sly in the Twitch chat says, tell him to stop the porn during the show. Yeah, Juancho, man, come on. Stop streaming porn, man. Okay. We're a PG show here, Sly. We're a PG
show. My brother streaming porn.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, Joker's Favor. Harley took over this year's Batman Day because it's her 25th anniversary. But really, Juancho, you wanted to talk about something Zack Snyder said, right? Isn't that what you brought this up?
Yeah. So, the only reason why I wanted to talk about this was Zack Snyder made a pretty bold statement during Batman Day, which happened 2 weeks ago, by September 23rd. It's 23rd September, yeah. So he called Batfleck the best Batman. And that's a pretty damn bold statement, since there have been hell of a lot of Batmans over the years. And I wanted to see what you think about that.
Okay, so here's the thing. Zack Snyder, at this point, I'm taking everything he says with a grain of salt. Like, he's...
Oh, really? Why?
Dude, come on, man.
Is he
like,
crazy now?
Well, he's always been a little crazy, right? He's always been a little crazy. No. Honestly, like, I was disappointed with his past few movies. You know, we had The Watchmen, we had Batman v Superman, which could have been a lot better. Like, I'm not saying it was bad. I'll let people decide for themselves, but, you know, like, in my opinion, it could have been a lot better.
It was bad. It was bad.
So there's that. And what I want to say is, Ben Affleck to some people might be a great Batman. You know, I do not disagree that he's a good Batman. He's honestly a lot better than I was expecting, and he's a pretty good Batman. The thing is, I don't think he's the greatest Batman, and for various reasons. You know, we have a lot of we have a lot of great Batmen already. We had Michael Keaton, as silly as his Batman was. Oh no, that's George Clooney. No, Michael Keaton, who had like the really dark Batman with the Penguin and everything. We've had Christian Bale, who was a great Batman if you could ignore the lift. Yeah, you know, he started the whole like masking your voice. Oh man, I'm gonna blow my voice out again. Yeah, where's
don't do that.
Where's Harvey Dent? No,
the thing is though. Oh, sorry. You continue what you're saying.
No, go for it.
The thing is, I was kind of happy when he said that Batfleck was the best Batman. It gives me a little faith in the adaptation, because of course he's gonna call Batfleck the best Batman. Batfleck was his creation, you know. It was introduced in one of his movies, and it's gonna be his creation onwards, and that just means that he's proud of it, you know. Even though it has gotten a little bit of hate, the Batman v Superman, and
are you guys talking about
and the DCU has been having a lot of trouble with Ben Affleck, you know, since he quit being the director and all that. And despite all that, he still says that his Batman is the best Batman. So it gives me a little faith in the future. You know, a lot of the times when like crappy stuff happens to movies, some directors would not shy away from just hating their own work, you know, like what happened in Fantastic Four.
Or Joss Whedon with Age of Ultron.
Yeah. So, but this guy, he has the balls to say that his Batman is the best Batman. So that gives me faith.
Okay. So you're saying the confidence might mean that, you know, he's so passionate about not only Batman v Superman, the upcoming Justice League as well, and the whole universe that DC's extended universe is building. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It just gives me a little faith. It's just a good thing to say. He's not trashing it or anything like that, and it might just be like a stunt for promotion. But yeah, I believe him. I believe that he thinks that Batfleck is the best Batman.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
he's not.
There have also been rumors that through Casey Affleck and a bunch of other unnamed sources that, you know, this might be the last time we see Ben Affleck as the Batman. Do you think it could be a possible ploy, you know, to keep him in? Like, maybe this is Zack Snyder trying to butter Ben Affleck up and say, you know, don't leave yet. You're pretty good.
You're the best, man.
You're the best.
Not time to quit. Maybe.
Yeah, so it's a little. I mean, I wish he stays on, because I don't want him to go based on you know, they're not unfounded, but well, actually they're a little unfounded, because he's actually been decent. You know, he's been pretty good as Batman.
Yeah,
like
he's been pretty good. Like
he's a comic book
You're
nerd.
supposed to hate the newest Batman because the last few Batman movies were great. Like the Dark Knight series was so great, and then you just suddenly get rebooted. You're just gonna hate that reboot, right? That's what's supposed to happen. But you know, the best part of Batman v Superman was Batman.
Exactly.
He really was. It really was.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, I just want to ask you, who do you think is the best Batman? Just want to have like just a friendly argument, and you know, maybe spark a few flames in the chat.
I don't know, you can't have a friendly argument, can you? No, but by the very definition of the word argument. No, but the thing is, I don't want to pick one, because we like you said, we've had a bunch of good ones, and the ones I've mentioned are so far, you know, they've been my favorites. We have Michael Keaton, we have Christian Bale. Like, if you could merge those two together, I think you'd get like the best Batman. I think what held Christian Bale back in my mind.
Batman, I have a favorite.
Oh, you have
Batman.
a favorite Batman. Okay.
In my opinion, he is the best Batman.
Christian Bale?
It is Kevin Conroy. It has to be Kevin Conroy.
Okay, that's unfair. We're not talking about just voice.
He is Batman. He's
okay.
He's the person. When you imagine Batman talking in your head, it's Kevin Conroy.
If we're talking pure vocal, like, Kevin Conroy, hands down, has the Batman voice. It helps that we grew up with that voice as Batman, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, the whole reason why he's the best Batman for me, because he's the Batman. Yeah, I grew up with. He's the basically, I think the DC animated universe's Batman is the best Batman. It's probably the most fleshed out Batman too.
That's true.
Like if not actor, like I'm saying DC animated universe Batman, best Batman, hands down.
Okay, yeah, that makes total sense, and it's true, because one, Kevin Conroy works his ass off. We've had like thousands of hours of him as our Batman, and you know he's showing no signs of slowing down, even though when you see him in person, like when you see his physical appearance, like he's withering away slowly but surely. You know, like that guy is thin now. Yeah, but like I agree, Kevin Conroy is an amazing Batman. If we're talking about actors though, who would you choose? Like, since you're asking about like choosing one Batman, like would you choose a single actor? Oh no, Juancho froze. Juancho's goncho. Oh, he's back. Juancho,
this
you there?
can't be happening. No. My internet's fine. We're going on.
Okay.
Right.
Well, you're speeding up now. You're speeding up now. Like you were blurry and kind of scratchy for the longest time. Now you're pretty clear actually.
Maybe I should hit the backup internet.
Or hit the back of your brother's head. Like, is he still downloading something? No, but okay. If you had to choose one actor, who would you choose as your
like
Batman?
Batman forever.
So Val Kilmer? No,
Can I put Ben Affleck with Kevin Conroy as a voice?
Dude, that'd be pretty cool.
Man.
That's a pretty good choice. Anyone with Kevin Conroy's voice actually would work for me. Just not Kevin Conroy's face. Like he's not. He doesn't have the face for Batman. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. No, but yeah, okay, total sense. You're making total sense. Anything else you want to talk about in regards?
The best Joker would be William Dafoe with Luke's voice.
Mark Hamill.
Luke's name. Mark Hamill. That's the best Joker. There we go.
Yeah. Well, Sly in the Twitch chat says they all bring their own flair to the character, which is true.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I wouldn't call Val Kilmer's performance flair-full or flair-filled, but he brought his own flavor to it, I guess. And Francis in the chat said he has the face of Joker, though. Yeah. Kevin Conroy, I think he's talking about Kevin Conroy, has the face of the Joker. So, in my opinion, if we're talking about the Joker, Heath Ledger just reinvented the Joker for me. He kind of opened the door for other people to reinvent the Joker. Like he opened the door for Jared Leto to be able to play a version of the Joker that we've never really considered.
That's a really nice way to put that.
Right. I'm trying here, man. I'm trying. No, but yeah, like if it wasn't for Heath Ledger just breaking the mold of, because everyone has their idea of the Joker being, from the animated series or Jack Nicholson's version, which is fairly close. No one had considered doing it the way Heath Ledger did, and not only was it amazing, in my opinion, if there was no stigma with superhero movies and action movies, I think it was an Academy Award-winning performance. Because gosh, man, the brilliance that was needed, the deep dive that he did with the Killing Joke and all that was masterful. Like underappreciated by those in power for awards.
Definitely. Man, now we're talking about the best Joker.
I know. We got to move on. Okay, we got a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about today. I'm losing my tongue here. Here we go.
All right.
Sabrina, I want to touch on this real quick. Sabrina the Teenage Witch gets a horror show. So So in the same vein as what am I talking about? In the same vein as the Riverdale series, we're not getting Melissa Joan Hart, contrary to what is being shown on the screen right now. We're getting a horror themed version of Sabrina for the big screen. Not the big screen. It's the TV screen, the little screen,
the small screen.
The small screen. Thank you. And it's gonna have a lot of flavor from a current series that's being run, a critically acclaimed comic book series, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and it's gonna be Blair Witchy. And I kind of, why is there an ad in
Blair Witchy?
Yeah. So it's gonna be Blair Witchy, and it's weird, right? Like that's a weird.
In what way? Like Blair?
It's gonna be a horror show.
Blair Witch wasn't a horror show. It's a found footage film. It's not gonna be a found footage film, is it?
Well, you get what I mean. Like the feel of jump scares and whatnot is what I'm assuming we're gonna get.
I actually can't imagine Sabrina the Teenage Witch as a horror
Did you say can or can't?
I cannot imagine it. Yeah.
It's weird, right? And I mean, I've never seen the Riverdale show, but I know people are going nuts about it. I kind of wish they didn't go that direction. Oh, what's that?
Really? You don't? I'm just saying.
Oh no, Juancho's cutting out.
Uh-oh. No. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good now. What were you saying about Riverdale?
I was just agreeing with you that I also didn't watch Riverdale yet.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
I went to the booth though, in the Netflix booth.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you guys did, didn't you?
Yeah, you got to sit down and drink a milkshake. It's pretty cool.
Oh man.
Anyway, so yeah, what were you saying?
I want a milkshake. No, so yeah, I wanted to get your thoughts on it because it's an odd twist, not unfounded. The Riverdale gang did have that weird Archie's Weird Mysteries thing that went on Disney Channel for a while, and that was pretty good. And we got like a crazier version of that, like a more teen drama version of that, thanks to the CW over on TV. And I don't know, I was kind of wondering what you thought of Sabrina getting its own twist with its own TV show.
I'm excited for it just because I really, really like horror TV shows.
Oh, really?
I actually recently I love American Horror Story. And there's this great show I'm watching now. It's called Channel Zero. Have you ever heard of that?
I have not heard of Channel Zero.
Dude, Channel Zero is like, I like literally just found about it last week, and I want to explain it, but I'll explain it later. I'm excited for another horror show. Maybe that might be good. That has this, it probably has like a big budget or something. And I mean, Riverdale worked. Maybe this will work.
Yeah, who knows? Right? But I still long for the days.
I'm worried about the trend though. Now I get you. I get why you people probably won't like it or something, because it might be the trend now that they're just gonna revive our old childhood stuff with grittier things, with grittier themes. Like I dread the day we get Scooby-Doo the series.
Oh no!
It's full of like
bring
dark
Scooby in this
themes and stuff like that.
No, we can't. No, man.
I mean, like, how like in the movies, the whole remake, like what do you call that? What do you call those when they bring back something from the 70s, 80s? I'm forgetting the word, but you get what I'm talking about, like Baywatch and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
they rebooted and reimagined.
Maybe they're moving towards the TVs instead.
yeah, maybe, right? Like it's weird. The twists they're doing. I mean, I appreciate The Rock and the tone they took with Baywatch, but it didn't work. Unlike 21 Jump Street, and there's, I don't know. I'm really worried about this and the trend that we're going to. Who knows where this will take us? But I mean, I'm hopeful. Sabrina might, like you said, turn out to be great. Who knows?
Hopefully. I just really, really like TV horror stuff. Even the bad ones. Like, I watched the Scream Netflix series, stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you know there was something like that? The Scream Netflix show? Like,
I knew it was happening. I never picked it up because, Scream.
I just love B-horror, honestly. So I guess that's why I'm not that nervous about it. I love, like, watching bad horror movies. So if this TV series is just bad, it's just a long, bad horror movie for me.
Yeah. I mean, you and I should do, like, a mystery horror theater, like Mystery Science Theater, but with, like, B-horror movies. We should do that on stream or something.
It is October, by the way. Good time to do that.
It would. You know what? Let's talk about it off air, man. We'll make it happen. All right.
But yeah. Like, I can I just real quick talk about the thing, the Channel Zero? It's just maybe make you watch it.
Oh yeah, sure. Go for it.
It's just. Have you ever heard of a creepypasta?
Creepypasta?
Do you know what? Yeah.
It sounds familiar.
Creepypastas are. It's like it's a word derived from copy pasta. It's like stories from the internet that are shared. So creepypasta, it's like, these are scary stories that are shared throughout the internet. This is where the likes of Slender Man came from. You know Slender Man, right?
Yeah. So he came from a
video game. Yeah. So he came from a creepypasta. He's from a story that like some random person on the internet made up. He's urban lore in the internet. Man, he's really on your internet history.
Okay.
Yeah, so
sure.
so creepypastas, right? The show Channel Zero took a creepypasta and made it into a series. They took like one story per season. So like a really famous creepypasta called 1988 about like a killer, like a serial killer who has his own TV show for kids.
Oh wow! Okay.
They turned it into a show, six episodes long.
Okay.
So per season, it's a different creepypasta, basically.
Oh wow!
It's like American Horror Story, or like
per
season it's a different horror story.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I finished the entire season, like the 6 episodes, in like 2 days. It was
wow.
Pretty good. It's actually 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, dude, yeah, I
so
trust you.
If you need some horror fix for October, you should check it out. Season 2 is
you know what?
Starting
I
like
trust
right
you,
now.
man. Yeah. I trust you, dude. I'll definitely check it. I'll definitely check it out. Shout out to Althanier in the Twitch chat. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. All right, let's move on. Wancho.
Yes.
So again, this is a slightly older bit of news because I wanted to talk about it the other week because it solidifies what I want, and I always get what I want.
Okay, really?
I've talked about this on the show before, and you know what? Let me bring up the article real quick. This is from the Nerdist, man. So
is it Juicero? No.
Oh, dude, they talked about Juicero on I forgot where, but it was on like a show I was watching recently. But yeah, so here we go. So Mark Hamill jokingly, I want to emphasize jokingly, acknowledges that Sebastian Stan is his son. Have you read this?
Yeah, he told me about it.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
Had to brag about it, like, oh, I said that. I've been saying this.
So Mark Hamill went on Twitter. He was like, sorry to disappoint you, but I refuse to say, Sebastian Stan, I am your father. And then in parentheses, even though in fact I am. He's obviously not. I mean, Mark Hamill has a sister and has a daughter. And they did the whole sister joke about like incest and Leia and Luke. It was hilarious, but it solidifies my point that these two guys look enough alike that
they do. Are you showing the picture on the video, by the way?
Yeah, I'm showing. Don't worry.
It just definitely proves your point.
Yes, I want a young Luke starring Sebastian Stan. We're getting young Han Solo. Okay, great for the Han Solo fans, which I am of the persuasion. But you know, like I've wanted Luke in his prime since I saw Return of the Jedi. I've said this on the show before, and I am adamant about this. And I feel like we're one step closer to this. If Disney would just sign Sebastian Stan already, just give us the movie.
Don't they have his contract anyway?
Right. They have him in house.
He's already playing a guy with a mechanical arm. You know.
Yes.
They already have the CG for that.
Let's do this. I you know what? For Star Wars Celebration 2018, I have my hopes up way too high now. Like I need this in my life. Althanier in the chat says, I hear you're a bit of a jumper. Oh my gosh. I made a video for my World of Warcraft raid team because we had a pretty good progression kill over the weekend. I hope you're enjoying the show. Thank you for tuning in, Sly, Althanier, and all of you guys over on Facebook. How are you guys doing? Let us know how you're enjoying the show. I really appreciate it. I know that Juancho's internet isn't the best right now, but we're powering through it. So, Juancho, before we move on to episode recap, I do want to say, man, what are your thoughts? Do you like me? Want to see this happen? Do you want it to happen? Let's make it happen.
Honestly, like a new Luke, I wouldn't say no to a Luke Solo movie. There is a lot of like gap between 6 and 7. That there's a lot of material to use too with the comic books and everything.
Exactly.
And I definitely would, not just for since they already have the actor. I just want a Luke movie. I could tell who plays it.
Yes. I mean, I would care who plays it, because it should be Sebastian Stan.
I see how enthusiastic you are with who plays it.
And it's not just me, man. Luke Skywalker himself wants it to happen. Luke Skywalker.
He's gonna play it, he will probably if it ever happens. Like I said, they already have his contract.
I know. Let's make it happen, people. Let's make it happen. Real quick, before we move on to episode recap, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. You might be watching this right now on twitch.tv/quitstalling. Thank you for tuning in. If that's a little choppy for you, we have our alternate links, bit.ly/quitstalling live with a capital Q, a capital S, and a capital L. And of course, we also have our Facebook live stream going on right now, facebook.com/quitstallingus. So check those out. All of our stuff goes up on YouTube and Twitch after we upload it. So if you guys want to check out our previous stuff, I'm catching up. I've been catching up, so you're gonna see a bunch of like slightly older episodes, like 3 weeks, and sooner, going up in the next 24 hours. So thank you guys, Matthew Neep. I hope I'm saying your name right, Neep Knipe. I wish you would step back from that list. Wow, everyone's really watching that jumper video I made. Thank you for tuning in. You guys are awesome.
Link me this jumper video. What is this?
Yeah, I'll link it. I'll show you after the show. Actually, I'll show you during my live our gaming stream after this when we play Overwatch. So let's move on, man. I think we've stalled long enough, and we gotta quit stalling, Juancho. We gotta quit stalling. It's time.
Good segue.
What's that? Oh, yeah, good segue. It's time for episode recap.
Holy spoiler alert! Wiener, 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 next to another. Wiener,
all right, it's time for episode recap. So, what show do you want to start on with this week, Juancho?
Let's start with Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Oh man, we got a lot to talk about with Rick and Morty.
I've been itching to talk about that.
Oh yeah, so have I, man. So have I. All right, so for those of you who are tuning in for the very first time, episode recap is a part of the show where we talk about the most recent episodes of the shows that we love. So we got Rick and Morty. We're gonna talk about the Orville a little later on. So Mr. Knipe. Oh, Knipe, as in snipe without the S. Oh yeah, Mr. Knipe is actually out there in the Twitch chat. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Why is this so choppy? Why is this so blurry? Yeah, so Juancho, man, we have a lot of Rick and Morty to catch up on. Start us off.
Two episodes, two crazy episodes.
So
the first episode we're going to talk about this week is the ABCs of Death, which is a play on the ABCs of Death. Have you watched that movie? Yeah, that movie, ABCs of Death.
Oh, I thought you said Beth.
Yeah, Beth. That's the name of the episode. ABCs of Beth. And it was a play.
I'm getting confused. Okay,
play on words. Yeah, I just know the movie because, like I said, I'm a crazy horror movie fanatic. So it's a play on words for the ABCs of Death, and the episode had nothing to do with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it had nothing to do with that. The ABCs of Death is a horror anthology. Like, literally, they're going through the A, B, C, D till Z of, like, just people dying because of A reason, B reason, like, A, asphyxiation, B, something like
oh my gosh. Did you say
so
bees?
That's what that movie is. And it has nothing to do with the show, but they call it ABCs of Death.
Okay. Well, we've had a lot of titles
Maybe it has something to do with
of the season's episodes not really relating to the actual episode, so it's totally fine.
That's true. I just wanted to bring that up because I like that
trivia.
movie, the ABCs.
That's fun trivia.
Yeah. Anyway, so Yeah, I love this episode, man. I think it has to be one of the best episodes in my opinion. Just conspiracy theory wise, you know.
Ooh,
just
yes.
just how the cliffhanger thing ended.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just up to now, I'm thinking of if Beth is a clone or not. But Matt Pat
even she's
over at
wondering.
Game Theory made a film theory about if who this Beth is, if she's a clone or not. And I like what he said. I want to talk about it later.
Talk about it now. Why wait till later?
That, this has to be like, because we have a lot to talk about the episode. That's like the ending of the episode.
That's true.
This like, when you think about it, this episode has to be the darkest, right? It has to be the darkest episode.
Yeah, it's up there if it's not the darkest.
Had cannibalism, bestiality, and incest, all in one episode with Muppets.
Yeah,
and that's something. I just enjoyed it, and man, just the continuity in this episode too is amazing. Like, did you notice that? The whole reason why this episode started was just because Rick was really, really sensitive about his artistic side. Did you notice that?
Oh, the fact that Beth's criticism really just got him pissed off.
Yeah, he was like, Beth was like, man, it's like fruit. Like she used to go to Fruity Land. I know, such a stupid name. And then that's when Rick drops something and looks at the living room all mad. And then he brings up,
and he threw a fit, shot the bubble gun at the kids,
and then they went on an adventure.
Yeah.
And that's a callback to, remember that one episode with the Anatomy Park?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Where he elaborated how he was really sensitive about the Pirates of the Pancreas.
Yeah.
And man. That's his baby, that's his artistic side, and it really got to him. Remember that, by the way, the Pirates of the Pancreas. We're gonna talk about that later too.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I just really loved this episode. It had, like, continuity-wise, it was amazing. It was for me the darkest of the Rick and Morty episodes, and I love the little Game of Thrones reference too. Maybe Game of Thrones reference.
Yeah, I that's the before I go to the bathroom, because I've been chugging this tea down since the afternoon. I agree. And that's one of the things that we've mentioned before on the show that's so great about Rick and Morty is all the layers that it has. If you think about it, not if you think about it, like if you actually watch the episode, like in the background the whole time is a little story about a father's conviction for being a cannibal, which apparently isn't true. And it's crazy how they layer so many things and still manage to pull off the story, without getting without getting lost in the layers, pretty much, of all the things that they're talking about. And they still string it together and manage to pull out a cohesive story, regardless of the fact that they have like 1,000 things going on per episode.
Yep. I actually think that Rick and Morty has to be one of the smartest smartest series on TV right now. Despite it,
hands down. Keep going.
Despite that, but yeah, despite that, it has a bunch of really childish humor, like Pun and Bart Joe. He played the intro on top of me. Let's wait for this to finish. All right, welcome to Quit Stalling again, I guess. Don't forget to check Jinx.com. Anyway, so Rick and Morty. How about that? But yeah, this has to be one of my favorite episodes of the season, just for the fact of how dark it is. And And the fact that it has a Game of Thrones reference. If you don't know, I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. The reference was when, if you remember one episode of the current season, or was it last season, of Game of Thrones, where they had like this full play about the history of Westeros. So we got, and in this Rick and Morty episode, we had a child play of the history of Beth, basically. And I think you're back, Harold?
Oh, yeah. What's that?
You there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Do you know we played the intro on top of me?
Oh, I'm sorry, that was an accident.
You played a Flip Song intro suddenly.
I'm so sorry, that wasn't supposed to happen. I missed that. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry, I got you. I even mentioned Jinx.com. Just like how we start.
Yeah, you the man. All right, sorry guys. Like a lot of technical difficulties happening today. This never happens. We usually have a tight ship running on the show. But
Professional.
So professional. All right, where were we? Are we still on Beth and?
I was just telling them about the Game of Thrones reference, and
okay.
Another reference in the series is how Justin Roiland hates time travel.
Oh yeah,
that was just so funny when Rick broke the fourth wall. He just tells us that wasn't time travel. He just took the pieces off the counter.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so yeah, I've been rambling. What did you think of the episode, man?
No, it was good. Like I mentioned, they have a lot of things going on in that episode, like Jerry and the fact that he's trying to date. And
holy crap! I actually forgot about that.
That was one of the layers I was talking about, because he sent Rick sent the kids over to Jerry's via the bubble gun, and yeah, hilarity ensued. So.
And it's so funny when like Morty just says, "You've been given an ex machina, you take it."
Yeah. Like again, smart show.
Breaking the fourth wall this episode, huh?
Yeah, a lot of breaking the fourth wall, and a lot of like clever. There's a lot of cleverness going on, like a lot of things that other shows wouldn't be able to pull off.
Is this? I just realized, is this our first Rick and Beth episode? Or it is, huh?
I'm actually not sure.
Because we've had a Rick and Jerry, we've had a Rick and Summer episode, so this is our first Rick and Beth. And
that's true.
Oh, another fourth wall breaking moment was when Rick knows the creative process the writers have to go through, like what makes an adventure.
Yeah, exactly.
There has to be stakes and something to gain, and Morty.
Yeah, which comes into play in last night's episode. Was it yesterday's episode? How long ago was that episode? Was it yesterday?
Yesterday. It was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday's episode where they start off by saying like, this is boring. This is not what a good episode makes. And they blow off, like to quote the show and the dialogue in the show, they blow off America. And, they kind of tackle what a lot of people were kind of fearing, like running out of content, and the fact that if they can do anything, what's to stop them from, doing everything? And it's really weird. Like, it's more meta that I'm trying to make seem. Like, it's a lot more eloquent. If you guys have seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. Like, they have these limitations, and because of the fact that they pretty much can do everything, and when they go through an adventure, what's to stop you from thinking that they're just gonna get out of this? And the way they've managed to circumvent that is, they're always put in danger every single episode. They're in harm's way, and you see the mortality of these guys, like with Rick shedding body after body, like human host body after human host body. They kind of address like what are the limitations of this in this episode, and we know that there might not be any limitations. They're just gonna keep getting around it.
Yep. Just as long as there are stakes and Rick has something to gain.
Yeah.
But I guess now we talk about the ending of the episode. Like, do you think so? At the end of the episode, Beth realizes she has like an epiphany, and like she realizes like there's no meaning to life or something like that. Like, and Rick gives Beth an out to do what she's been wanting to do for the longest time. If you remember.
Oh, sorry. We're still talking about the ABCs of Beth, right?
Happy. Yeah, we still are.
Right, we're going back to it. We're going back to the ABCs.
If you remember. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. We have to end it with if Beth is the clone. We just have to. But if you notice, do you remember the Meeseeks episode when Beth was really, really happy? Like, he asked the Meeseek to make her a woman, or bring her happiness or something like that. And the thing she told Jerry was, "I'm gonna take the trip I've always wanted." Well, she just mentions that. So, and then here Rick gives her that opportunity to take the trip, and now you have to think: did Beth take the trip, or did she want to become a mother, or stay as a mother? What do you think?
That's curious.
Do you think this Beth is our Beth? Is it a clone?
I don't know, man. Like, it was really. There were points throughout the episode where I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a clone," and then there were points, like immediately after, where like, "Oh my god, is that? No, that can't be a clone. That's no." So I don't know.
Well,
I really don't know.
The game, like I said, Pat has made a theory about who, like, if Beth was a clone or not. And you know what? I'll tell you about it at the end of the episode recap for the next episode. I just realized that Beth being a clone is really important to that episode.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, that's true. All right,
so now we're talking about
yeah, we're going to move on to the finale, the season finale, which for me, like I mentioned, was a bit of a surprise because I was expecting there to be more.
Hasn't there always been 10 episodes? I'm not sure.
Oh, let me Google this. They usually go to like 23? 24.
No, not.
No? 16? No, yeah, you're right. They go to 11, 10, 10. You're right. I don't know what I'm thinking about.
So yeah, so 10 episodes.
Take it back.
10 really good episodes here. So, what did you think of what did you think of the episode? I know Mick thinks it's weak, right? He really.
He mentioned earlier. So Mick in the chat. Yeah, so Mick in the chat earlier was saying that he thought the episode was weak. I do not think that it was weak. How about you, man?
I also do not think it was weak, but I can see where he's coming from. It's not the episode we were expecting.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's not the episode anyone was expecting, especially if you're not Herald and you're like me and you actually check how many episodes there are in a season and you look at each one's title and you find out that this one is called the Rick Shuri and Morty Date, which is a movie about the president, and then you think, oh, it's gonna be an episode about the evil Morty, who is the president of the Citadel. So I'm sure
currently the president of the Citadel.
Were expecting that. I'm sure a lot of people were expecting that. You know, world building wise, we were supposed to like either go with the world government or the Citadel stuff. You know, we needed to see we really needed to see what happens to evil Morty. Or what happened to Phoenix Person and Tammy.
Yeah, I'm actually super curious about Phoenix Person.
But regards to any of that, like the overworld stuff, this episode was pretty self-contained. You know, it was just Rick versus the President of the United States, and other than that, it doesn't really affect the universe outwardly. Besides the fact that Beth and Jerry got back together. That's the only implications of this episode, unlike the previous season finale where we got the death of Third Person and the death of Rick's trusting peopleness and Rick going to jail and the world government, the government taking over, the universe government taking over the Earth, stuff like that. You know, this episode all we got like I said, they even mentioned it in the episode that we're back to season 1, basically, except more streamlined.
Yeah, and you know what, Rick, with all his ire towards Jerry, just showed up with a gun, intending to kill Jerry. That is one of the most Rick things he's ever done. Is, you know, you see that the family is happy.
Now too, man. I thought they were bros. Remember we talked about this? How I thought that Rick likes Jerry, but then you think he doesn't. So I guess you were right.
Well, I mean, he put the gun down, so I'm assuming that's part of his growth.
Yeah, and if you think about it, he admits his defeat to Jerry.
Yeah, and
this is the guy who wouldn't admit defeat to the president of the United States.
Exactly.
But and lost to Jerry. Oh my god.
I think he's starting to, you know, this might be just all blown up by the fact by the time we have episode 1 of season 4. But you know, I think this is part of his growth. You know, he had, by all means, he had a clear shot. He's Rick after all. He can get a clear shot if he wanted to. And he may not have even seen it as a defeat. You know, he may have just accepted the fact that, okay, they're happy. And at the same time, it could just be the fact that Beth is a clone. So it's confusing, and at the same time, interesting. I really want to know.
One of the hardest things to do is like trying to analyze Rick as a character.
Yes.
Like, that's like the one thing you can't do.
Oh yeah.
As soon as you think he's making some development, you find out you're just back in the Shonies.
Oh man, Shonies. Oh, since we're back on episode 1 real quick, I do want to talk about how McDonald's is releasing a whole lot of chicken nugget sauces to go along with their buttermilk fried McNuggets, and it's only going to happen for 1 day in America. So even though, so we're not even gonna get to try it anyway. Oh, well, you might get to try it.
When, I know, that's why I'm asking. When is it happening? I mean, I saw it on the internet. I just flipped out and oh my god, we're gonna get the Szechuan sauce, but I didn't check when. So when is it happening? Did you know?
Saskatchewan sauce. It might actually. You know what? You might not be there, because I think it might happen by the end of the month.
God damn. You know what's gonna happen? Like a bunch of people are just gonna buy the sauce and put it on eBay for like a crazy amount, and then I'm gonna have to buy some.
I mean, go ahead. Like, if you're gonna do it, like now would be the time, right? Or unless we wait for Mulan. Like, we can just wait for Mulan.
Oh yeah. We can just wait for Mulan.
All right. So we have one last thing to talk about. You know what? I do want to say, like, do you have anything else to talk about with Rick and Morty before we move on?
Just that I want to talk about the entire season as a whole. Next episode of the show.
Yeah, sure.
Quit stalling.
Let's do that. Let's gather our thoughts. Let's reevaluate how the whole season was as a whole, and we'll talk about it next week, right? Sound good?
Yeah, but this episode was probably it sounds good. But this episode, I'd say it was a great episode of Rick and Morty. Just the whole fight scene with the president was insane.
Yeah.
Like, did you catch how when they fought in the warehouse, and then there was like the different sets of like the moon landing. Of the assassination of President Kennedy and 9/11. There are just sets of them saying like
layers and layers throughout the fight.
That's just frames. Those are just frames that you have to catch, and I just thought it was like hilarious. So, like, as a conspiracy theory, like as a conspiracy theorist kind of person, you'd love this episode. But I think it was a great episode of Rick and Morty. But I don't think it was a great way to end the season.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get you.
It's not such a great season finale because you still feel unfulfilled. There's a lot of loose ends. Just, I want Phoenix Person, and I want more Evil Morty, and I want more Mr. Poopy Butthole. I mean, we just got Mr. The only time he showed up was at the end of the season, with the family and all that jazz.
Yeah.
But you know what? I have a feeling it's just, you think that Phoenix Person and Evil Morty, these are really, really important people. But if you think like Rick, nothing really matters.
Yeah.
These people don't matter. No one exists on purpose. Let's just watch TV.
Yeah, and it's crazy, like the fact that
I don't think I got it right.
he's so able to not care and care at the same time. It keeps you wondering every episode, like,
I wonder if that's why Mick didn't like this episode. I'm really curious. Did he say in the chat, by the way?
I'm not sure. Mick, are you still in the chat?
The chat, because that means I load a video.
Oh, okay, yeah. Mick, sound off in the chat if you're still there. But we're gonna move on real quick to our last bit of episode recap before we end the show. I've been meaning to talk about. What's that?
One last thing. I am so sorry.
Go for it.
Beth is not a clone.
That's your theory.
That's what happened in game. In film theory, that's what Matt Pat was able to divulge. Okay. He was able to check. It was crazy, actually. He was able to check, where was Rick and Morty? Like, where do Rick and Morty live? According to Dan Harmon, they live just a little bit outside Seattle. So then Matt Pat checked where's the closest, because the what do you?
You got this.
Where's the closest place that you can have a lethal injection in Seattle? Around the Seattle, and it's 4 hours away from Seattle. It's somewhere in Washington, so it's 4 hours away. And then that they drove there from the fact that they had to drive. They didn't take the portal gun because they walked through the door, not the portal gun. And then Matt Pat, he just does a lot of math and says, "Oh, it all happened within one day," and that it takes 3 hours to clone someone, and it's just impossible that that was cloned.
Okay, that makes sense.
When they
did give us a lot of hints on that.
There's still light outside. You should watch the video, just because I just don't want to steal his thunder, but basically, this is the real Beth.
Yeah, and it makes sense. They've given us clues and tidbits on how cloning and all those things work throughout the season, and I guess it makes sense that they did it for a reason.
Feel like, why would he say that it takes 3 hours? Just random information. But if you do, Matt had all the math, and it just wouldn't fit in the day for Beth to be cloned.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
So basically, they had to drive 8 hours, and cloning takes 3 hours, and it was still daylight when they got home. So there's just no way.
All right. Basically. Yeah, exactly. We'll see if that theory pans out. But fingers crossed. And let's hope that we get the new season sooner than later, right? For the meantime, people could check out Harmon Quest, where Dan Harmon plays D&D with a bunch of comedians, and they animate the scenes interstitched with live action role playing. So not live action role playing, but live action scenes of them playing the game. So check out Harmon Quest, and if you really want your Dan Harmon fix. So let's move on real quick. We only have 5 minutes to talk about the Orville. So let's do it real quick, Juancho.
Sorry about that. I just had a lot to say about Rick and Morty.
No, dude. Come on. That's what this show is for, is so that we can talk about Rick and Morty and all the things we love. So, the Orville, man, I turned you onto this wonderful show, and I'm hoping that you haven't been regretting your decision to watch it. For those who don't know, the Orville is
this week yet, though.
Oh, that's fine.
I have a lot to say about. I have stuff to say about episode 2 and 3, which is
perfect.
Last week.
Okay, perfect. So, for those of you who don't know, The Orville is Seth MacFarlane's sci-fi comedy show. It's loosely a comedy, and The Orville is pretty much what would have happened if he got his hands on the Star Trek franchise, which he was lobbying for when they were looking for directors for Discovery. And obviously they went in a different direction, but I'm glad that these two things exist at the same time, that we're getting the Orville and Discovery at the same time, because it's something that we need. These two things are something that we need. We're getting a great Star Trek show that is like that is more like the movies that we've been getting, more like the movies that we have been getting, thanks to J.J. Abrams and that whole cast, and it's great that we're getting a series that is like that, and it's also great that we're getting this more lighthearted take on the Star Trek universe, because we've needed something like this, and it's about time that someone made something like this, because there's space for this. It was proven with what's that Alan Rickman movie?
I see what you did there. I'm sorry. I just had to say that.
Galaxy Quest. There he goes. Moving. So Galaxy Quest and that other movie with Matt LeBlanc have proven that there is an avenue for shows like this and for media like this. So I'm really glad that we're getting both of these shows. And I want to get your thoughts, Juancho. What have you thought of the first 3 episodes actually of the Orville?
No, dude. It's great. It scratches the itch for anyone who's into world building kind of things, because they are really making their own world. Mm-hmm. And also scratches the itch if you're just you just want it's not so serious where you have to learn Klingon, stuff like that. It's not that kind. The world isn't that deep.
You never have to learn Klingon. They give you subtitles.
That's true. I mean, it's something like that. It's a world. It's a really lighthearted world. So it just scratches 2 itches for me. That's why I like it.
Oops. Sorry.
Even though I'm actually not that much of a fan of Star Trek, I'm more of
even the movies,
like sci-fi. I'm a fantasy person.
Oh, okay. Less science fiction, more science fantasy for you.
What?
Oh, so it's
Sorry,
more.
I didn't catch that.
It's more science fantasy and less science fiction. For your tastes.
No, I'd say it's really sci-fi. I'm just saying that I'm not that big of a sci-fi fan, and I love the show just because it's building a world. It really is building a world, and it's really lighthearted. Mm-hmm. It's not. I don't have to go deep into it.
Okay, yeah,
that's all I'm saying. And
okay,
Seth MacFarlane's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Sometimes though, I feel like he's out of place in his own universe. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I've had moments of that in the Orville, where there are times where it seems like he's the most self-aware of the fact that he's on a show, in the show, and but it doesn't take away too much from the show, because honestly, he's one of the best characters at the same time.
Yeah. I think he didn't fit though in episode 3 at all. Episode 3 felt like a really serious episode with really serious things, and then he was making really inappropriate jokes, I think.
So episode 3, if you guys haven't seen the Orville, episode 3 is where, or if you have seen it and just need a little refresher, episode 3 is where they had the whole debate about
sex change.
The sex change for Bortus and his mate's baby. So a sex change for a baby, which makes no sense because, well, it makes no sense for us because we're humans, but they had to go through this because in the culture of the aliens that had the baby, it's not normal for them to have female offspring. Their race is 99% male, and they've only had a handful of females in the past how many thousands of years, and they've all been considered abominations and genetic freaks. So the whole episode was about them dealing with the fact that, okay, do we have a sex change for the baby? Do we not? And it really went into the whole debate of, do you let a child choose its future, or do you have to make decisions for it before it's too late? And it was such a deep episode, and a lot deeper than what I was expecting from the show.
No, yeah, definitely. It was really serious. And then but it had really light moments where the reason why he changed his mind was because of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and I thought that was hilarious. That was just the right amount of humor in this really serious episode.
Yes.
But then Seth MacFarlane is just funny all the time, even in this serious episode. And honestly, like I thought I knew where it was going. Like, oh, this is just gonna be, oh, they're gonna Deus Ex Machina, and oh, this random ass person, something who's a woman who happens to be one of their treasured artists. Like that was like a Deus Ex Machina on a plate. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's gonna be a happy ending. But then they pulled the rug out from under me, and they lost. I was like, what?
Yeah, because you were expecting a happy ending because of the whole intervention of that one female that managed to survive and thrive, and actually she had a huge contribution to their culture, unbeknownst to all the males. And you really thought, okay, they're gonna win this. It's gonna be a happy ending, but no, they still underwent the whole sex change for the baby, and it was a big controversial point for everyone on the fleet and everyone on the ship. And it Bortus as a parent, decided, I'll love the child as he or she is, and it was so deep, and it's not your typical comedy episode.
It was because you still feel that it's a comedy series. It just tackled really, really sensitive, deep issue.
Yes, and
they a touch of humor in in the thing though, like really subtle humor with the Rudolph, and I thought it was funny that these guys, like these two really buff, deep voiced aliens, were having a love quarrel. I thought it was funny.
yeah, and they're pretty much the Klingon. We were talking about Klingons earlier. They're pretty much the Klingon analog in the show, and they have the whole masculine culture and all that. So it was really interesting to see this whole dynamic, especially with the fact that, okay, no one on the ship is cool with this, even except for the one person that's actually from this culture. The one of the two people that are from this culture. And it also makes you think, like, okay, do we put our own biases into this alien culture? And
yeah, that's true.
It's such a deep episode, and I can't recommend this
series
enough.
Say that the ending was sad, because it really depends on your opinion of if the baby should have sex change. I mean, if you think it should, just based on their culture or whatever argument they made, then I mean, like, they compared it to just having a circumcision. That's a surgery that you perform on the baby without the baby's choice and all that jazz. And yeah, so the episode could have ended good or bad depending on your opinion, basically.
Yeah, and again, tackling really hard issues is not something that you expect from a show like this, but they're doing it so well.
Yeah. And then the episode before this was just like the episode with weed brownies and all that. Get this.
Sorry, that's the one with the zoo, right? The zoo of every other race
and then
species. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, like, because of episode. Hello. The bed music's a little.
No, yeah. So I was wondering if you were gonna say something, but yeah. Sorry, you were going on.
Oh no, it's just it's like the episode 3 was so serious that I actually can't remember as much of what happened in episode 2, except that fact that I remember. I feel like a typical episode of a sci-fi series that there's like a supermaster race that looks down on a inferior race, and the food printer was cool, and Star Wars exists. Star Wars exists in this universe just because I laughed at the Obi-Wan joke.
Yeah, because a lot of parodies like this, they don't acknowledge existing properties within the same genre. Like you don't have zombies in zombie movies. No one's ever heard of a zombie in zombie TV shows. That's why they call them walkers in The Walking Dead.
Yeah. So
I think the second episode was really about, and we're gonna wrap up here, guys, real soon. I promise. The second episode was really about the relationship between the captain and his former paramour, and them moving past what caused them to break up, pretty much. So for me, it was a great episode. I think
it was
that
more
it
of a
also
world building episode.
Yes.
You know,
yes,
and there was a lot of alien species were introduced, and we found out that we found out about the egg thing. Do you remember the name of the buff alien? Is it Boris? I feel like it's Boris.
Boris was
Boris.
is the first.
Yeah. So we find out they lay eggs and all that, and he actually sits on the egg. And, it was character development for the really strongly. I'm really bad at characters.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Next time we'll have a cheat sheet for you. But yeah, again, the Orville, great show. I can't recommend it enough. I hope you guys check it out and give it a chance, because it is way more than what the trailer was giving us. And I think the trailer was kind of clickbait to get people interested. And
oh, yeah. It was. It's different. It's really different from what the trailer.
Yeah. And but the thing is, once you're in, it's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's all we have to say about the Orville now.
Yeah, that's it. We're done with the show. Oh, you know what? Real quick. I read this little thing on Facebook. Before we end, I read this little thing on Facebook where Charlie Cox, the guy who plays Matthew Murdock, actually auditioned for the role of Han Solo, and he didn't get the part because he couldn't maintain eye contact with anyone he was talking to. And I find that hilarious. I find it the fact that he's gone so deep dive. He's in such a deep dive with his whole Daredevil acting that it's affecting the rest of his acting roles now. It's affecting the way he acts. He doesn't look at the person anymore. And apparently his quote was, they couldn't figure out why I was acting like a complete idiot. And he thinks it's because he's been playing a blind person for years, and that really does affect you. When you don't make eye contact like a normal person would.
I can't imagine. Okay, starting now, let's just, whenever we talk to someone, don't look at them and see if it persists.
It's as the person being talked to, it's a little off-putting, and I don't mean that in in a jerky way. I just mean why isn't he looking at me? What? Why? Come on, look at, I'm right here. So it's real. I found that really funny, and I just wanted to end on a lighter note, because the episodes that we've been watching of the TV shows that we've been watching, they've been deeper than the genre have been giving credit for. So
we review comedy shows.
I know, right?
That's what we do.
And they're so serious nowadays. But yeah, so awesome stuff, and this has been a great show, Juancho. I enjoyed myself thoroughly today.
Yeah. I'm just glad my internet didn't bug out anymore after the first few, right?
Well, you're still a little choppy and blurry, but you've been consistently choppy and blurry, so it's fine.
Okay, my bad.
No, it's cool.
Damn.
It's cool. So what we're gonna do now, man, is we're gonna end the show. Let me play us out here. All
right.
Juancho, where can the folks at home find you when you're not on the Quit Stalling podcast?
You can find me at my Twitter, which is @SaldanaJuancho, and just tweet me there. That'd be amazing. I remember the 2 weeks ago, this dude Adrian watched the show and he followed me on Twitter, and I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I wonder if you watched.
Adrian actually watched Game Bite the next day, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it's because we haven't been on the past 2 weeks. He probably didn't check today, but Adrian, if you're watching, man, thank you so much. I miss you, man. Miss you. And of course, a big shout out to Francis, who was in chat earlier. Matthew Knipe, and Sly, and all you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Sandy Domingo, and all you guys over on Twitch, on YouTube, and on Facebook Live. sound off and let us know what you thought of the show. We really appreciate you guys coming down to the internet and watching. Thank you so much. If you want to find out more about me, I am Herald. That is my real name. And you can find me at Herald Plays on any social media, if it's Twitter, if it's Instagram. I have a Twitch channel, which we'll be streaming Overwatch on later on. Twitch.tv/Herald Plays, HERALD PLAYS. It's also going to be streaming simultaneously on YouTube. If you guys are on our Twitch right now, if you just look below the video feed, you can find a link to our show schedules, our Twitter, I don't know if our Facebook is up there yet. But yeah, we have buttons now on our Twitch channel. If you're watching through my Twitch channel, because it's also streaming there, you'll find buttons down there as well. But yeah, our show schedules are there. So if you click on the little button that says schedule, it'll bring you to a Google spreadsheet that just shows, when and what time and what day we'll be streaming, and a little bit of a show description on the site. So check those out. If you want to find more about Quit Stalling, head on over to www.quitstalling.us. That's quitstalling.us. Links are there for our podcasts, for our YouTube channel, our Twitch, and all that good stuff. We've gone on for way too long, so I don't want to read everything individually. But of course, if you want to find us on the internet in audio-only form, get us on iTunes, on Google Play, on Stitcher, iHeartRadio, all those good things. That's where you can get our podcasts. We will stop. I do want to emphasize this. We will stop uploading new content to our SoundCloud because they have stopped accepting my credit card and my PayPal. And I have been advised against paying for SoundCloud Pro nowadays because their features aren't as robust for podcasting anyway. So I will be posting an audio update on the SoundCloud saying you can unsubscribe from the Quit Stalling Podcast mega feed and subscribe to both GameBite and the Quit Stalling Podcast separately for now until I sort something out. So thank you guys for tuning in. For Juancho and the rest of the folks over on the Quit Stalling Podcast Studios Network, I have been Herald. This has been the Quit Stalling Podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye, everybody. Bye.
See ya.
Okay, so I apologize earlier, man, for the fact that the intro played over you. I'm really sorry about that.
No, it's fine. It gave me like